Okay, so I'm gonna shut the door, and then I'm gonna start the music, and then we're gonna start writing. Hi, Frank. You need to not be in here, pup. Okay, door shut. Now, someone yell at me in chat if the music doesn't come across, please. I would just that would be lovely if someone could do that. Okay, so then we're going to be listening to a garage band of one of my cousins that now both live in not where I am. They live on the West Coast now, and they recorded this when they were in high school a long time ago. So, and I found this while I was looking for games for Frozen Tundra Finds. So we're just gonna listen to, first of all, Established 1990 is the first band, and then Brutus and the Angry Senators is the second band, and like, this won't matter for the stream VOD, but I guess if you're watching this and you care about it being family friendly, I don't remember if this is all, super family friendly. But anyway, we're gonna listen to this music. Some of it's good, some of it's just okay, some of it's not that good. Sorry. But some of it's really good. So we're just gonna listen. We're just gonna leave that on in the back, and I'm gonna write. So, hang on. I was just making sure it didn't come across on the actual audio. So let me bring that down a little bit so I can speak, maybe. So this is Become One by Established 1990. The album is actually titled self-titled. 10 out of 10 best album title. Anyway, someone yell in the chat if things aren't working correctly. So, shoot, So I had the basic idea for My Hero Aaron. That's why the stream is called My Hero Arendamia. Is I am working on. Actually, I should put on like what music is playing on screen, just cause. Hang on. Blah, 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 blah. Add text. Song that's playing. Actually, I don't want to. I don't want to update that every time I start streaming. I don't want to update that every time the song changes. Never mind. That's a pain in the butt. So, I have the basic idea for My Hero Aaron. Well, I have a good start for talking about My Hero Aaron here that I had in another document that I'm going to paste in. We'll start from there. So, and then I have a bunch of stuff from talking with Razzie. Come on, tears I shed. Anyway, I'm gonna scroll up. I'm gonna scroll up in this Snapchat chat and paste in or anyway, I'm writing things. I'm gonna write this in. So do. I just wrote a couple of small short things that I want to just have to build off of. So anyway, the basic premise here is, if you haven't seen My Hero Academia, the basic premise is 80% of the population has a superpower called a quirk. Called in the show a quirk, but it's a superpower. And the long and short of it is that, if you know anything about the way I write, very much my characters wind up being a small chunk of me that I've carved off and then let it build their own personality based on the world they're in. But this Aaron's a little different. He has more of a story to start with, because I was talking with Razzie and I like the way it happened. Is there any more that I need to actually paste in? No, there's not much more that I actually need to paste in. So, the general idea is that Aaron gets his quirk at the usual time. However, Kylie, who is a childhood friend of his, does not get her quirk until late middle school, which is very late for the actual general, quirk having population in the show. Sorry, I need to plug in my phone, so I needed to grab this. And I'm sorry if I'm spoiling you guys for actually Razzie's fake. I don't know that I like the actual female vocalists that were in their bands. I'm 99% sure that there's their ex-girlfriends, but I don't know, I don't really like them. Anyway, basically Kylie, I'm just making sure that I'm right. Yeah, she gets her quirk in around early middle school, in comparison to Aaron, who gets it when they're very young. And as you can tell by the opening paragraph here, he has cryokinesis because, duh, it's a power that I've gotten very well acquainted with. Anyway, so I was one of the lucky people who had a choice in holding onto that cold. That's my quirk, you see. Well, I'm being poetic, but the long and short of it is that I have what the general population called ice bending. I've grown fond of calling my gift by its proper name. Cryokinesis. That was my... This mindless violence. This is a good one. I wonder if I could throw another smaller browser capture just to get what's playing. That's actually a good idea. Hang on, before we continue. Browser capture. Music. So, first of all, this. What comes up when I say that? What comes up? Question of the day. Nope. Haha, I tried. It was a good try. Remove. Yes, that didn't work. Anyway. it would be nice to be able to see what's going on, but I'll shout out the song title. So that's this is Thorns by Established 1990. Anyway. Also, there's a donate button below me. It exists. Please, I have a thing for a reason. I have a donation goal for a reason. Anyway. I don't know that I want to introduce Kaylee here. I want him to. I will move that because I don't know that I want it. Actually, I already mentioned it here. Yeah, I want a meditation scene to start here. Meditation scene, and then this comes in while he's thinking about. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe that Aaron starts with he thinks his quirk is basic cryokinesis, but then there's something different about it. My patience with those not violent. You're so damn selfish. This is What a Way to Live by Established 1990. I'm sorry for the people who are watching the stream VOD. Like, if you really want to hear it, send me an email. I'll drop them in a file somewhere. I don't know. I don't know that I can actually, like, just throw them up. I don't know that I can put them on YouTube or not. I don't know. Probably should check. Tell you what, I'll check, and if this comes up again and we haven't gone through the entire discography of them, we'll just leave it in. Anyway. Can you guys actually hear the music? Let me check. Yeah, you can. Just making sure. Actually, I should probably open this on my phone, make sure you guys can actually hear what's going on. for one up, no, giving up. Okay. Yeah, you guys can hear. Yeah, you guys can hear everything that's going on with the music, so we're good. I like the guitar tone on this song. It sounds very Rush-like. It's called Who Are You? Anyway, this is all by Established 1990 until I say it's by Brutus and the Angry Senators, because we're just listening through them album by album like I normally do. This is just track 6. If it has words, I'll actually edit the information and title it, but if it doesn't have words, we're just gonna leave it untitled. Really? What are you reallying about? Oh, thank you, Kai, for sending me an Instagram post. I'll get to that later. It's about books, though. Excited. I should probably tell Kai that I'm actually writing. I know she probably won't care, because she just doesn't care about my writing, but 300 out of 10, great post. Man, I miss Kai. We haven't hung out in a while, and like, I don't know, she's just been real busy, and it's like, I like hanging out with Kai. She's a nice lady. Ooh, I like the oohing. I like this. Sorry, if I'm commenting on the music a lot, and like the stream VOD can't hear it, I'm sorry. I'm surprised if anyone wants to actually watch the stream VOD where I'm writing. Maybe someone will start watching it and then be like, no thank you. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Preternatural. It has an E there. Anyway, this one's another untitled track. But this comes up later in Brutus and the Angry Senators. I'm absolutely sure. But this guitar part, I mean. This is just still 1990. This is called Stop. This is track 9, it's untitled. Shoot, can I scroll in this? Oh, shoot. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Interact. Haha! I can interact. Nice. That's actually really handy. Hang on, let me... Yes, Frank? What are you barking about, dog? Huh? Are you gonna get him? Anyway, this is Come Along by Established 1990. Just remind me if if where I'm writing is not on screen, someone yell in the chat and be like, hey, you need to scroll down, dude. See all you done to me. Contemplating what to do. Never look at you come along. That's too low. See all you done to me. I don't remember if this picks up later and that's why I don't have it thumbs up or something. Oh yeah, this is why. Like if you would just take out this part right here, I'd keep it, but I don't know. I like the rest of the song well enough. That sound to the drawing. I don't know, it's neat. This is Here We Go. This is Papa saying, I don't really like this one, but we'll let it play, because I guarantee you someone's gonna like it. You know, it's kind of that heavy zone. Papa saying, you don't even know who I am. Papa saying, Papa saying, you wanna believe you on this moment again. Papa saying, Papa saying, you don't even know who I am. Papa saying, Papa saying, you don't even know who I am again. This is an untitled track. I'll show you the thing that actually sparked my decision to write today. Oh no, that doesn't work with the thing that. This is Take My Hand by Established 1990. This is the female singers, and I don't really swallow the mic. Hold on, can you see where I'm typing? Type. You can't. Except that's not where I'm typing. Now the typing's behind the donation bar. Anyway, this is the start of Brutus and the Angry Senators. That's not that. Donation goal. We'll move it up to the top, because I'm sorry. We're gonna start this one over because I was talking during it. Anyway, boop, because this is funny. I love their intro tracks. They're so funny. Yeah, I don't know that this is Papa Saying again, and like, I don't know, I kind of like it from Established 1990, but like, it's just too heavy for me. I don't know, I just don't like it as much from Brutus and the Angry Senators. Although what I do like about Brutus and the Angry Senators is there's no female vocalists anymore. This is Goodbye by Brutus and the Angry Senators from the album Serious Shoes. Yeah, really, PBG. What's up? Nothing. Nothing at all. It's just an email. I love that he's just like, oh, I know what I'm doing, I promise, in the middle of the recording. Oh, we're gonna hit. Oh, I didn't know that would hit skip. Oopsie. Oh well, it was almost over anyway. This is Hangover by Brutus and the Angry Senators. Oh shoot, you guys can't see. Interact. Sorry, Anyway, I'll read actually, because I think you guys haven't seen any of this italicized memory scene. So, I'd met Kylie when we were in first grade, I think. I knew it must have been when we hadn't been very old, because I discovered my quirk a few weeks later. I still remember when I first showed her what I could do, and it was something I looked back on with a smile. I'd made a pun for sure, but I didn't remember what it. Though I didn't remember it because of it being particularly clever or anything. The moment was just a small thing that reminded me of the innocence of childhood. I walked up to Kylie, a smile plastered on my face. Kai, I learned something really neat yesterday. Kylie plopped down on the rocks on the playground, already used to me spouting neat facts I'd picked up to anybody who'd listen. Although her reactions were always much better than the boring, yeah, really, I'd get from an adult. What's the neat thing about it this time? I hope it's space. I love hearing the space ones. I could practically see the stars in her eyes as she mentioned space. It was one of her favorite things. I'm trying to write this as I would actually speak at that age, which I was a bit of an insufferable know-it-all until late middle school. Then I was just a know-it-all, sans the insufferableness. And eventually, as high school happened, I got to be less of a know-it-all and realized, dude, there's a lot I don't know about. And kind of pulled my head out of my butt and started being sociable. Hang on, I'm gonna turn the light. I don't know, PBG, really? Someone else is streaming on YouTube, actually. Hang on, I think I got a text from my brother. 1 second.
Really?
From a while ago. Oh, shoot. Yes, I can do that, Jason. Hold on a second. I'm gonna pause the music. I'm gonna pause the music, and I'm gonna be right back, because my brother needs me to do chores for him. So we'll let the song be over, because it's got like 10 seconds left. Okay, that was pretty good. There's a different version of that song coming up after this. So I'm gonna put up the BRB, because I do have to BRB. Bring that down one, and then bring this up one. Oh shoot, no, I need that to be there. There we go. I just needed to put the BRB up. So I'll put the BRB up, and I will be right back. Maybe out of breath when I come back, but I have to go do chores for my brother. So BRB. Oop. Okay. Actually, for real, BRB. Mute the mic. Okay. Sorry about that. No, for real, sorry about that. Didn't mean to interrupt anything, but now we can get back to things. So here's Hangover, a different version of Hangover, I guess. Hey, play, please. Next one. Oh, it's the demo track. Okay. Alright, this is Hangover by Brutus and the Angry Senators, and it's a demo track. Nice. Nope, shoot, can't do that. Best thing to throw at the end of the demo track. Can you guys still see me, actually, for that matter? Yeah, we're just fine. This is Don't Stop by Brutus and the Angry Senators, and it starts off great. This is Get It by Brutus and the Angry Senators, by the way. Sorry, I'm formatting a little bit because it was going to bother me. I didn't want to have like a huge paragraph and then small paragraphs. You know, that's part of why dialogue bothers me. Like, just because I get really flowery because I'm like, I don't want to make an enter every like 5 seconds. Anyway. Anyway, this is Get It as a demo track, which, like, I kind of like Get It, so I think I'm gonna thumbs up the demo track before they even start. This is Borderline by Brutus and the Angry Senators. I've heard this guitar line before. Sorry, I shouldn't have opened Twitter because I just zoned out for a little bit there. Chat, any ideas here on where he gets it? Because I don't know where he's gonna go for this, because you can't. I just ruled out the freezer, and that rules out the air conditioner as well, because he doesn't want to burn out the compressors. I mean, the air conditioner doesn't work the same way, but it's still, you could burn it out. I can't exactly, what could I do? I could do someone left out a drink or something, and he just, like, draws enough cold out of it that it kind of, like, sublimates away, maybe. Or he could start trying to do that, and it gets too much for him, and he rejects it, and and instead he frosts out his room. I like that. Hang on, let me scroll down. Interact. Scroll down. Hang on, I just just gonna change things a little bit so you guys can actually see what's going on. Interact, scroll down. This is Devil's Gun by Brutus and the Angry Senators. I need to convey that his room is above the kitchen. Or maybe he's in the base. Ooh, it would make more sense for him to be in the basement under the kitchen. Except, like, wait, does he live in Japan where that's not very common, or are we putting him not in UA? Oh shoot, but he's going to UA later because of the sports festival. Because he needs to go to UA for the sports festival because I need him to freak out at Todoroki. Sorry, I won't say anymore in case you wanted to watch this. Or watch My Hero Academia, rather. All you know that something happens at the sports festival with Todoroki. And it's real cool. That's all I'm going to tell you. But then again, if you're here to watch this if you're here to watch me write this anyway, you probably have seen My Hero Academia, or you've seen the post I made on it. Anyway. Pull the call down to me. Yeah, up to me. Thankful that what was I gonna say? There was something about like metal. Oh, yeah, the grate near me. Yeah, thankful that the I kind of wonder who's playing guitar in this thing, because like it's pretty clear that one of my cousins is singing, and I wonder if my other cousin is playing guitar or drums or bass, because whoever's playing guitar is doing really well with it, I'd say. I should ask my one cousin that if A, I can use some of this for like an outro on YouTube, and B, if I can, if I, if he remembers who's playing guitar in this band, because they did pretty well. Anyway, this is Hyperdrama by Brutus and the Angry Senators. Because like I'd love to use some of this guitar work as actually like, or maybe just use like the actual like line, just figure it out on my own darn guitar and play it myself. I don't know. I'm gonna see what happens when I Google Brutus the Angry Senators. Actually, Brutus and the Angry Senators. Oh hey! It actually comes up. Wow, I did not expect that to come up. Actually, it's Brutus and the Angry Senators was actually originally started by our lead singer, Name, and his brother, Aaron Farwell. I am sorry, I did not mean to say your name there. And his brother, who was on guitar. So he was, not much ground was covered. In June of 2005, they moved from small Bettendorf to somewhere else. I need to get better at not reading. A few weeks later, they met Name, the bass player. Recently, they met another lead guitarist, and finally found a solid drummer. Things have been moving almost too smoothly. Recently, quite a few tracks have been written, and a few shows will be taking place in the near future. Is Brutus. Cool. Anyway. Strange mix of influences. Probably the biggest ones are Nirvana, Garbage, Johnny Cash, The White Stripes, Smashing Pumpkins, Whole Cake, Beck, The Doors, Violent Femmes, David Byrne, the Cranberries probably, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, and Weezer. Bass is bassist. They both guitar. One of my cousins is one of the guitarists. Cool. There is a MySpace page. Oh my, that's real old. Question of the day, is this MySpace page still up? Oh, let's find out. Yo, it exists. It exists. Oh, there's only 3 of the songs out of the several albums that I have on their MySpace page. That I guarantee you they don't use anymore. But I'm surprised that came up. That's interesting. But I mean, if you like this, just come yell at me and be like, I like this. Also, I'm not gonna have my hero Aaron freeze his friends, because freaking Super AU Aaron has frozen all of the people he's met. He met Monty and froze her because he sneezed. He met Mai and froze her twice, I might add, because the first, actually, yeah, did he freeze Mai the first time he met her? I don't know. I do know he froze Mai when he's like running to try and find Mai. Mai runs into him and he goes, oh, and then like gives her like rocker punk rock spikes in her hair because he's frozen her. And then he met Hana and actually froze her to meet her. So, you know. Doop. I actually thought that the one cousin that was on guitar was not on guitar. I thought he was the vocalist, so I had it backwards. Ooh, the person that this is roughly based on is is playing Stardew. Yes. Anyway, I need to write him actually freezing his room. This is Saturday Night by Burgess and the Angry Senators. I probably, actually, in hindsight, I probably should have asked these two cousins whether I could use their band music on the stream, because now I'm like, what if someone Googles them? I probably shouldn't have Googled them, come to think. But, you know, someone's gonna Google it anyway. And, like, I think I bring it up in a video anyway that's coming soonish. And be like, I like mention it. I'm like, I found an old garage band of my couple of cousins, and it's pretty good. I think I mentioned the name, so whatever. Too late now. Oh well. You live and learn, kiddos. Maybe paragraph there, and then paragraph here. I love that they're like searching for words. They're like, oh, what do I say here? Yeah, and you, anyway, like, if you guys are out in where they are anyway, like, odds are you're not gonna really care. Whatever. And there's like practically no way you're gonna track them down anyway. It's whatever. I'm just being particular. Like this bit actually be good. That'd be a good like thing to like fill. It'd be good. It'd be a good fill for like when end cards happen. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna write this. Sorry, I'm responding to Razzie because like her character is the like her character that she is going to be. I know my cousins are at the fair watching a concert right now. Anyway, here's an untitled song that was written by the other guitarist that's not my cousin. Where would this be centered? It wouldn't be like, it wouldn't be actually in your throat where you're like. and bring this back down. Bring it further down the third page. I'm gonna read this whole thing once we're done, and then I'm gonna go and post it after the stream, I think. Well, actually, I'd have to make the Tumblr for that, but I might go post it after the stream. But I'm for sure going to read what we've wrote the whole time after the stream. That's good. Anyway, let's finish up this, and then I think that piece, I'm gonna have to put the closing. I think it's gonna close with him like looking down at the frost and to show him, to see that his body has shown him something that he hasn't picked up on yet. Maybe. Yeah, I like that. Maybe this could be right before he goes and sees Kylie and finds out that she has her quirk, and I don't know. I don't really know. Yeah, I'm gonna do that where like he doesn't know that Kylie has her quirk yet, but let's say that this is set right before, like they talked a little bit before this. No, that doesn't work. Anyway, this is their EP, Brutus and the Younger Senators. This is Badlands is the song. Pretty solid. I really like this guitar work. Oh man, there's a song later that I really can't show you, but it's funny. Dang it, I had a song title in mind for that untitled one, and I just didn't. I think part of why I like this, and I like a lot of like that sweep picking style, is because I'm awful at it. Like I hear just chords and stuff, and I'm not, or like simple rhythmic, like you get into a pattern, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. But I'm really impressed by that like kind of sweep picking, or like kind of thing, and it's just really nice. And there's like kind of like half sing-songy sounds that come out of this while they're playing here, and it's just great. Anyway, we're almost done here. I actually might, right after the stream, go and make that without like actual art or anything. Just have it and post it anyway. I don't know why he wouldn't have like tried to force it or something at this point, but like I'm thinking maybe forcing it is what lets his brain kind of tell him like without tell him the thing that it picked up on by time slicing. This is literally called Slow Song, and it's really good, as far as I remember it anyway. Sorry, I'm not gonna reply because like I'm trying to think of good reply and it's thrown me off. Anyway, but I think as soon as this kind of thing ends, we're good, and then I'm gonna read it and then we're gonna be done. I might leave these comments in as like footnotes and just put them in somewhere. Yeah. shouldn't pick it myself while I'm streaming either, because I don't want to be bleedy McCready all over the thing. Anyway. I feel like the song should be called Shadow Slide, but it's called Shadow Side. Boom. Oh shoot, didn't want to do that. I wanted control period. There we go, 2. That's right, footnotes. Footnotes, everybody. Footnotes. Footnotes in your fan fiction, because I want to get my point across. I don't know, maybe... I don't know how I feel about that, actually. Anyway, so the second footnote goes there, and the first footnote goes when he's talking about cryokinesis. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, so this goes here. Okay, so now we're gonna stop before this song gets started. That was Rocket by Brutus and the Angry Senators. Someone's alarm is going off and I don't want to go turn it off. Anyway, we're gonna stop the music and we're going to what are we gonna do? We're gonna read. We're gonna read the thing. So let me just go in and interact with this, and I'll read it from the interact window. Maybe no, that's way too small. I'm gonna read it from my window, but I'll leave it open and scroll down when we reach the next page. I'll scroll down. So people often describe feeling cold in their bones. They talk like it's sunken into them, like it's become a part of them, never to escape, but sooner or later they always warm up. I was one of the lucky people who had a choice in holding on to that cold. It's my quirk, you see. Well, actually, I'm being a little bit poetic and flowery about it, but the long and short of it is that... Sorry, I needed to write that in. Well, actually, I'm being poetic and flowery about it, but the long and short of it is that I have what the general population would call ice bending. I've grown fond of calling my gift by its proper name, cryokinesis. When my quirk manifested as a kid, my parents were a bit surprised, to put it mildly. My dad's quirk of pyrokinesis had aided him well in his chosen profession. He'd registered, so using it in his firefighting would be at least legal. And my mother's speed-based quirk suited her well, but they never expected me to wind up with the winter chills at my beck and call. In spite of my quirk being a bit odd, I had wanted to chase excellence in my In spite of my quirk being a bit odd, I had wanted to chase excellence in my power. A major part of this was my daily meditation and drills, though those two things kind of tended to blur into one another. I began my exercises as usual, drawing my focus inward to my center, letting my quirk flex itself autonomously as I drew myself further into the state of calm stillness. The room dropped in temperature slightly, but I was rather fittingly just warming up. I heaved a deep breath and held it. I heaved in a deep breath and held it, focusing on pulling in the cold around me that had just sprung up. As I breathed out, I channeled out the heat from my body into the air that was escaping. This was a pretty standard exercise for me, so I closed my eyes and drifted off further, deciding to test my frostbite resistance today, since it was the easiest thing to test without focus. As I drifted, I thought on who had inspired me to push my quirk as far as I could handle. I met Kylie when we were in first grade, I think. I knew it must have been when we weren't very old because I discovered my quirk a few weeks later. I still remember when I first showed her what I could do, and it was something that I looked back on with a smile. I had made a pun, though I didn't remember the pun just because it was... I had made a pun, though I didn't remember things just because of that pun, or it wasn't particularly clever or anything. The moment was just a small thing that reminded me of the innocence of childhood. Memory sequence. I walked up to Kylie, a smile plastered on my face. I learned something really neat yesterday. Kylie plopped down onto the rocks in the playgrounds. Kylie plopped down onto the rocks into the playground, already used to me spouting neat facts I'd picked up to anybody who'd listen. Although her reactions were always much better than the boring, "oh really," reaction I'd get from an adult. What's the neat thing about this time? I hope it's space. I love hearing the space ones. I could practically see the stars in her eyes as she mentioned space. It was one of her favorite things. He said, and then paused an unreasonable amount of time for the dialogue. Blah, blah. Fancy. Anyway. No, but space is pretty cool. It's about quirks. Kylie blinked at that, pretty confused. But Mom told me we knew plenty about quirks, so they don't search for stuff anymore. I beamed at her, too excited to hold back anymore. Look at my quirk, Kylie, isn't it cool? I stretched out one hand to her face, pushing a little snowy breeze at her, as I made a snowflake to spin in my other hand. Frank, I love you, dog, but you need to not be whining. I'm trying to record a fancy thing right now. I am gonna... No, I'm not, I lied. I am just gonna... Frank, I love you, dog, but you need to go not be in here for a little bit. Yeah. I know, I'll come right out. Just give it a minute. It's okay. It's okay, doggo. I know. I really hope someone didn't show up in the chat, because I didn't keep a very good eye on it. I don't see anything in the window. Yeah. Anyway. Aaron, that's cold! I don't know, I'm bad at voice acting for things like that. Anyway. I smiled as I opened my eyes to check on things I smiled as I opened my eyes to check on how things had been going. My room was getting noticeably warm, enough for my computer to be making an angry fan noise, but my body had gotten almost dangerously cold, frost beginning to show up on my skin. I raised my hand experimentally, testing my muscles' ability to move in this state, and a small thermocline was bubbling around my hand, noticeable to me even without using my thermal senses. However, despite how cool that was, my thoughts were still with Kylie. Kylie? Yes, Kylie. However, despite how cool that was, my thoughts were still with Kylie. Time flew after that day, just like it often did, and as we grew older, it seemed clear. Kylie wasn't going to cheat the odds. She was quirkless, just like her parents, but I didn't let that get it. She was quirkless, just like her parents, but I didn't let that get us down. Instead, I chased my limits twice as hard, pushing myself as much as I could handle to be my best for her. I'm choking up. It's too cute. She was quirkless, just like her parents, but I didn't let... No, I already read that. Instead, I chased my limits twice as hard, pushing myself as much as I could handle to be my best for her. Stealing my resolve and trusting my body's ability to protect me against frostbite. Even though I was pushing it against my doctor's recommendation, the enzyme that kept me from freezing could really only do so much. I closed my eyes and stretched my senses outward, questing for cold I could take in. The freezer in the kitchen seems like an obvious choice. Oh wait, no, I need to scroll down so you can see that, sorry. Hey you. Interact. Freezer in the kitchen needs to be on the top. There we go. Boop. Freezer in the kitchen seemed like an obvious choice, but I had burned out a few compressors on these sorts of things in my hunt for cold before, and I knew better than to draw from there. It was always pretty messy. Instead, what caught my attention was the glass of water that my dad had left on the kitchen table. There were even a few stray ice cubes floating around in the drink. Perfect! I began to pull cold up to me, thankful that the grate I'd settled in next to gave me a pretty direct line of conductor to draw through. Well, other than the air gap between it and the vent in the kitchen ceiling, anyway. But beside the air gap, I had a pretty nice path of metal thanks to the ductwork to bring the cold to my fingers. And maybe just I had a pretty nice path of metal to bring the ductwork. Thanks to the ductwork. Me. Anyway, however, the ice had barely melted before I found I had crossed a line. And unfortunately, as usual, realizing I had crossed a line was usually an explosive process, to say the least. My body always gave up on trying to hold in all the cold I had forced on it in a spectacular way, and despite my annoyance at not being able to push myself further, it was an enjoyable spectacle to watch things get caught in my cold kaboom. Also, like, that kind of implies that it was going to kaboom more. It was going to kaboom, but it would have kaboomed less. And maybe, like, had it kaboomed less, then the pattern of frost wouldn't have been on the floor, and we wouldn't be where we are. Anyway, so I'm going to scroll down again. Just can't wait to scroll down again. Yeah, that'll do. Anyway, the cold began to leak from my body with a feeling like those gagging moments before accepting you've got to puke. And I clenched my hand to let them loosen again, trying to just let my body do what it needed to do. I'd learned early on that resisting my body trying to equalize itself just led to a lot of muscle tension at best, and at worst, spasms that really ruined my day. It actually felt like I was puking a little bit. Or maybe it didn't just feel like you were puking, it was actually quite a bit like puking up the cold. However, even despite this, however, I'd learned my lesson from even though I had learned my lesson from trying to hold things back, I hadn't tried to force things out yet, and that seemed like a good idea to me. I gritted my teeth against the vomity feeling and pushed, aiming for my body to restabilize at the usual 98.6 degrees. My strain in trying this new technique flipped on my thermal vision rather handily, and I watched a pulse of cold extend from my body as usual, a wave of frost following it on my floor. Standing slowly and hearing my joints groan from the prolonged stillness, I looked at the frost in confusion. It was usually random, but this time there was a very clear pattern in it, though it took me a few moments to place just exactly what it was trying to look like. It was Kylie. She was floating in a field of stars, and those stars seemed warped out of shape. Anyway, maybe I should read the footnotes. Anyway, I'm thinking maybe Aaron's quirk is based on his breathing or metabolic rate. That or he works on upsetting the balance of heat and cold in an area to make things colder for him, at the consequence of another area getting hotter, but that's not really traditional cryokinesis. I'm still working on if it's one of those or if it's just standard cryokinesis. I don't know if I want to limit myself yet. By pushing it, his subconscious can and like, why is he confused? Why did he get this thing out of this thing that he didn't know about out of the Frost Man? Why? Well, by pushing it, his subconscious can show him things he's picked up on that would usually show up as kind of those gut feelings you get, more directly than the kind of, something's different thoughts you get every now and again. It's kind of, there's an idea called time slicing, and your brain experiences time in small slices, and those gut feelings you get are based on something that you don't fully perceive because, like, you'd be just leaning on a hunch too much, I guess. But you kind of get that feeling where you're like, because your brain subconsciously has picked up on something, and it's like, I'm not sure, but I'm going to give him this feeling to make sure, you know? So Aaron kind of subconsciously knows that Kylie has this quirk, but he doesn't know it consciously yet because neither him nor Kylie know that yet. But I'm pretty sure, like, chronologically, like, right after this, the thing that's going to happen that shows them both Kylie's quirk is going to happen pretty soon after this. Like, actually, he's probably gonna, like, get up and go see, like, he's gonna be like, this is weird, and then go see Kylie and be like, dude, I saw this weird thing, and then, like, the thing that Razzie has planned will happen. Yeah, I don't know. And if that doesn't work, you know, then this can take place a while before that, and then, like, he can mention it, and she can be like, okay, and be confused, and then later, I don't know. But also, like, I don't know that even it's gonna, maybe he'll remember it and be like, whoa, wait, this thing, and he, like, won't say anything about it, because, like, in case she doesn't remember, that would actually make good sense, like, him being like, oh, dude, that's cool, how did I do that, and being, like, really confused about why his quirk showed him the future, so to speak, but then, like, him not saying anything to Kylie because he doesn't want to be, like, the weirdo that's like, oh, check out this weird conspiracy theory, man, ooh, I'm finding random details I shouldn't, man, ooh. And maybe he doesn't even mention it to Kylie at all, like, because it's like, that's weird, I don't know, that's weird, I don't like it, you know? Maybe. I don't know. I may have to run that by Razzie actually and see what she feels. See what she thinks about that. But anyway, that is our introduction to My Hero Aaron, which I think I'm going to. I think I'm actually going to make the Tumblr My Hero. Anyway, I'm going to decide on the Tumblr later. Probably not too later. Enough that if you're watching the stream VOD, then there'll be a link in the description, but not while you're watching this live. Sorry. I'll post somewhere on Twitter when I figure it out too, in case you don't care to watch this entire stream VOD. But hey, for the people watching this entire stream VOD at home, I mean, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes rather than the usual, like, 3.5 plus hours. But still, man, this one, I don't know. Like, without the music, it's gonna be a little weird to watch. But if you want to watch me right, I mean, that's your prerogative, man. We'll definitely not do this again. I mean, this week anyway. Definitely gonna do Osagao on Thursday. We're gonna start the Gerard route for sure on Thursday, unless I'm at the fair. But for sure, next time we stream, it's either going to be Rocksmith or Gerard route. Actually, it's just gonna be Gerard route. No Rocksmith yet, because I need to work on my drills and a bunch of stuff with my guitar before I feel like streaming again, because I was really sweaty and comfortable. But anyway, I've blithered and blathered enough. That has been the writing stream. I'm really glad that worked, actually, because that also means that I can do a lot of things with just website capture. I can do flash games for Frozen Tundra finds. I can do, you know, I could, in theory, save people's YouTube videos, just for archive purposes. Anyway, who's streaming? Who do I want to say hello to?
Really?
Yeah, okay. Ooh, someone's practicing Pokemon speedruns. I kind of want to go give them a raid. But also I'm doing creative, so no. Someone's playing Splatoon Salmon Run. I don't see anyone I want to raid. I guess we're not going to do the raid. I don't know. I'm very fond of doing Twitch raids because that's actually how I got a good portion of my audience. Anyway, I've talked enough. I need to rest my voice because I was talking a lot at the fair today too. So everybody have a great evening. Uh, I really hope you enjoyed this because I definitely did enjoy writing, just generally. And writing on camera was not half bad, actually. I expected to be a lot more nervous about it. So, everyone have a good week, okay?